moving on to our next panel discussion, which is the last panel discussion. We have participation from various industries such as government, hospitality, and IT. The panel topic is services that matter with complete e-services end-to-end online. And the respected moderator of this session is Mr. Khalil Thamees, Cluster IT Manager, Millennium Hotel Doha, Qatar. And the respected panelists are Ms. Laila Abdullah Al-Habsi, IT Security from Research Council of Sultanate of Oman. And we also have Mr. Khalil Rizkallah, General Manager, kloudr. And at last, we also have Ms. Linoy Kit, CIO Markets and Security Services, MENA at HSBC. However, due to some technical issues with her laptop, she will not be able to join the session. Khalil, we can start as normal. Over to you. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Shalini. Thank you for the introduction. It's great to be here, a participant in this event. Let me introduce myself. I'm working as a cluster IT manager with Millennium Hotels and Resort, where I'm handling 3 properties. One is 5-star hotel and another 2 are 4-star and 3-star hotels. So as basically the hotel industry currently, it is still trying to adopt the cloud technology. So we are not, fully into the cloud actually. There are some certain hotels, they are already into the cloud infrastructure. But as Millennium Hotels, we are still in progress, moving to the clouds actually. So I would like to share my screen to discuss few things about cloud technology. What are all the things which is going in the hotel industry? If you can see me, my screen, let me share my screen.
Sure.
You can see the screen?
Yes, we all can see your screen.
Okay, so over the past few years, cloud computing has transformed the business from across the world, irrespective of the industry. Today, the demand anytime, anywhere has skyrocketed, and cloud computing is delivering just that. All you need is a good internet connection with a good bandwidth. As in Qatar, if you talk about bandwidth, it's pretty good internet services we are having. Actually, this is a plus for us. Hotel system basically which are going to cloud: hotel PMS, point of sale machine, and payroll system. The PMS system is property management system, which is very critical application, which needs to be available 24/7, 365 days without any downtime. If you talk about the typical PMS system like Opera, are installed locally into the server and maintained by the IT system vendors. In market, the property management system, which is the leading provider, is the Oracle Hospitality. They are into this hospitality industry since ages. If you can say, they are the number one in the industry. Oracle Hospitality, Opera Cloud, Property Management. This is the new application which has been rolled out across the hospitality industry. There are certain hotels which are very keen into this application, and they have started to using it. It's the ideal choice for every hospitality operator, from luxury resorts, economy, limited service hotel. Now, regardless of size, hotel benefit Oracle industry. Leading cloud platform, including fiscal, legal compliance, language, and currency support over 200 countries. Since user will only pay for the functionality they need, Opera Cloud PMS is sized for the business flexibility, scale at your own pace. In previous session, Stephen was talking about AWS. So I just wanted to have, not to go into that topic, I just wanted to explain the Oracle, they have their own way of implementing their cloud platform. At the same time, Oracle also provide the point of sale system, which is Symphony, brings the menu, payment processing online, updating menu, take the order from the website, branded mobile app, send them directly to the restaurant, to the cloud kitchen, alert the customer when their orders are ready for pickup. Payroll system. This is quite interesting. In normal hotel environment, each of them they have a standalone server which is installed and maintained by the IT. Nowadays, most of the hotels are preferring cloud-based system, which are playing a big role in the hospitality industry. During this pandemic, the contactless check-in, it became a talk. Never before there has been such rapid change how consumers connect, interact, and transact with business. A contactless solution now way to go. Introducing Samsotech Edge, all-in-one multi-platform contactless check-in checkout solution for the hotel. This innovative platform will give the guest more flexibility how they connect, interact, transact with your hotel. The system will run hotels to achieve great revenue power, increase the guest loyalty and satisfaction level. This is contactless check-in is another, it's none other than like the way you are making checking to the flight. Actually, it is similar to the concept of contactless check-in, which was provided by Samsotech, which is also in the hospitality industry, which is rolling out. Digital key access to guest room. If you talk about the key, when the guest arrives to the hotel, we provide we provide normal key cards, which is RFID magnetic stripes cards. Nowadays in the market, the digital key is the trend. Also, they come up with mobile solution to unlock the guest room door lock system. Guests download the app, registered, and accept use of digital keys. The hotel app's backend system send request for invitation code ASA Global Solution Mobile Services. Invitation code is created at ASA where unique ID is registered. ASA also send the invitation to the guest phone via the hotel app backend. Mobile phone app start authentication process also global solution when invitation code is received. Unique ID is stored in the mobile service database in ASA. These are the few things which is happening in the hotel industry, which I would like to share with you. Thank you. Over to you. I have Mr. Khalil. I would like to invite to the panel. Mr. Khalil, if you can start yourself, actually, would be fine.
Yes, sure. Good morning, everyone. I'm really happy to participate in this event. Just a quick introduction about kloudr. kloudr is a multi-cloud managed service provider and an AWS partner in Qatar. We have been working very closely with AWS and with the Qatar enterprises on migrating and managing their cloud platforms. What we do is actually we help them design and provision their services on AWS, and we fully manage this platform.
Great. Mr. Khalil, legacy hosting infrastructure on premises, data center versus cloud.
Yeah. So just to tell you that for 20 years now, we have been working in managing hosted infrastructures. So initially, customers used to host their infrastructure on premise. And then we started moving them, and with Ooredoo at the time, to a hosted environment in the data center. So setting up the data center and buying the hardware used to take us months to provision any infrastructure. You know, by the time you order the hardware, you install it in the data center, provision the connectivity, and then to install it, it used to take, you know, several months. Now on the cloud, it only takes minutes. So this is the difference. Plus, when you provision your on-premise hardware, you always, when you buy the hardware, you always buy it like, because, you know, the depreciation of the hardware is 5 years minimum.
True.
So this means that you have to buy your hardware with capacity to last you for 5 years, which means that you have lots of unused capacity that you're gonna waste basically, because not from day one you're not gonna use maybe you can use 10 or 20% maximum of that capacity over the years. On the cloud, you can use exactly the capacity that you need, and you can scale as needed. So this is why, you know, this has created really a huge difference for enterprises who don't have to invest in capex anymore, and they just use the capacity they need, and they pay for exactly what they need. So this is how the technology and the cloud is moving now. Add to it the storage, also that you pay it per usage, so you don't have to buy a huge storage and SANs anymore. Also, the software as a service and the marketplace, where you can add, instead of investing, for example, in web application firewall that, you know, would take you so much to so much capex, you can now buy it as a service from the marketplace on the cloud.
It is great. So talking about what are the primary precautions that need to be checked? Let's say if you are going to, from your on-premises, you are going into the cloud. What are the things that, in terms of security, that needs to be addressed? Look at it.
Yeah, sure. Well, the same as if you are hosting on-premise, security is very, very important topic. And of course, we need to understand that security is a shared responsibility between the cloud provider and the customer. So AWS, for example, their responsibility is to secure the infrastructure. It will protect you, you know, against hardware failure or for example, DDoS attacks or other kinds of attacks. However, it cannot protect you if your application is not secured, which means that if you put an application on the cloud and it does not have the proper security measures, this does not protect you. So you need to make sure that your application is secure. You need to make sure that you work with the right partner to configure your infrastructure, to design it properly. For example, if you don't use a proper design that uses front end, back end firewalls, web application firewalls, you will face issues. You will also need to set up a secure password, provide the right access to the employees, because sometimes one employee with a weak password can cause a great issue even if you are on the cloud. Of course, security on the cloud is much better than whatever you can do on premise. And for the simple fact that the investment that AWS and other cloud providers make on security on the cloud, the teams that they have, the infrastructure that they implement, it cannot be matched locally. You will need to provide a huge investment to do that. So everything connected to the internet is prone to hacking or to attacks. However, if you are on the right infrastructure, you will be much better prepared to do that.
True. So how digital transformation help the companies in general after the COVID?
Yeah, well, as everyone says now, and I think I've heard it on this panel as well, you know, the COVID has accelerated digital transformation because everyone had to start working from home. They had to have access to their files remotely, which has accelerated for the companies to install their services and use collaboration services where they can host their files and their systems on a cloud-based infrastructure that allows a secure communication between everyone. So I believe that many, maybe like more than 50% of the panel attendees are currently at home, not in the office. This means that all enterprises will have to really enable their employees to work that, and they can only do it through digital transformation by providing the right opportunity, the right softwares, the right access, and the right solutions to allow everyone for the business to go continuously without any interruption.
Great, great. I have one final question to you. How did modernization and digital transformation affect data privacy and security?
Yeah, data privacy and data residency is a very important topic, whether it's on-premise or on the cloud or hosted in any other data center worldwide. Of course, once you go digital, your data will be highly exposed compared to if it's not connected to the internet, or if it's locally on a secure server. However, this does not mean that we don't put our data on the cloud, or we don't use the digital transformation to benefit from the services. This means that we need to implement more security measures. We need to apply, you have now the GDPR in Europe, for example. It's the right standard for digitization or for data hosting and data privacy. So it is very important, actually, to provide the right setup and the right infrastructure to host the data wherever it is hosted, to be secured, to make sure it's compliant with the local laws. Of course, this will be a lot of benefit for the enterprises. And then it should not be a restriction to move from digital transformation.
Great, great. Thank you, Mr. Khalil, for your time.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. I will move to Laila.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Very good morning to you, Laila.
Hi. Thanks for joining me to this summit. I'm Laila Habsi, working for Research Council as an information security specialist. In this seminar, I'm going to share my knowledge based on my experience on regulations and security compliances and issues on cloud.
Great. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Khalil. Kindly let me, if any questions.
Okay, as we see, implementation of cloud computing is growing in the market. What security and compliance concern issue do you see? What do you see as a compliance concern?
Okay, through our work experience, we see that the challenge is that data privacy and security implications, along with the legal and regulatory issues, are all amplified on the cloud. Overall, the security concerns that worry IT leaders are really sevenfold. One is trust. To trust the provider, do you trust the people and the provider? And do you trust the way your people are going to connect it? And also another concern is where data are stored. I guess that one of the big ones, particularly in highly regulated countries, the mechanism to measure and manage and report on regular compliance, the terms and conditions and services and availability, all of those are all serious considerations. A logical response to this concern is that where are these security practices, which there are a lot, they equally apply to the cloud. What I mean by that is that the cloud providers follow the same security procedures and policy as the customer does, and expect that if you adhere the same regulations and follow the same laws. What we are seeing increasingly is that in some cases, the security providers' practices are more rigorous to the customer. Okay, so the cloud-based providers' practices are more rigorous than the customer. We see in some cases these providers are doing security better than most organizations that want to use it, which is an interesting development on whole cloud space. And the cloud, of course, is not new. It's been around one form or another from last decade. We can see that number of organizations across numerous segments taking more interest in cloud computing. The cloud can be risky if an organization outsources or relies on more than one cloud vendor for separate operation. Okay, it can be risky if an organization outsources or relies on more than one cloud vendor for separate operations. Sometimes the cloud vendor have higher security standards than the actual organization. We can see sometimes like that. Okay, but if you are working with more than one cloud vendor, we can have some risk on that. The real problem is that the security and data privacy laws and regulation and standards, as I mentioned before. Problems areas are things like continuity of cloud services. And also we have other gaps is around clarifying the rules of the data owner, the cloud provider, and in some cases, the system integrator in how they deliver legally compliant solutions. Okay, and from a legal perspective, there is no clear division of responsibility between the cloud provider and the application manager or system integrator and the data owner. That's real issues, how the organization will deal with that. The problem is regulations only really care that things that get done, no matter who actually does them, and makes the data owner responsible for outcome, which is sometimes probably right. And also we have some concerns on compliances. When we talk about financial services, especially the concern that cloud poses when it comes to compliance that industry standards and mandates, such as the PCI compliance standard for card payments, and how those financial services providers can ensure the transactional information is protected and encrypted across the payment chain. The PCI standards for visualization are little new, and they are basically just recommendation. So the financial services generally, when we see it, it comes to conducting services in the cloud that's relating to finance. At this moment, most financial services organizations really struggle with highly fragmented landscape of technology and data requiring segmented security solutions across different business units or different business activities. At this moment, that security measure can be quite ineffective either for cost or operational performance basis. We are seeing some institutions actually thinking about this, not because public cloud, but because of the opportunity around virtualization for start, but also how virtualization would work in a private cloud. And they are starting to think about how they can segment their data rather than segmenting the different parts of their business, which they have done before some years. They are getting ready for all these opportunities. Okay, that's all what I have. Thank you.
Great, Laila. You have mentioned about the PCI compliance, which is very informative actually. If you talk about in the hotel industry, we implement this PCI compliance, which is very, very important when in terms of dealing with especially the credit cards, which is very important. Yes, card payment. Thank you, Laila, for your time, and thank you, Mr. Khalil. Over to you, Shalini.
Thank you, Khalil and Khalil and Laila for enlightening us with your unmatched knowledge and collaborating for us as a team and representing your individual experiences. Thank you again, dear panelists and our respected moderator. With this, we have come to the end of today's summit. Dear participants, We, the entire QCC 2021 Summit team, would graciously like to thank each one of you present here, our speakers, panelists, and delegates as well. We thank you all. We will continue to create more such interactive premier summits for you all in the future with only the best of the best speakers and panelists on our stage. Now, very quickly, if you have any questions for our eminent speakers or for our partners, Ativo Networks, Nutanix, Software AG, kloudr, PwC, and our strategic partner, Microsoft, kindly set up a meeting or drop a message to them directly. They will also be available for questions in the lounge area. And don't forget to visit their booths as well to explore all that they can do for you. Now, thank you once again, speakers, partners, and attendees for your precious time. Have a great day ahead and stay safe, everyone.
Thank you, Shalini. It was so informative.
Thank you, Khalil. Thank you, Khalil. Thank you, Tawfiq. Thank you, Laila.
Okay.
Thank you, Nabi.
Stay safe.
Good day. Good day. Good day, everyone.
Nice
Thanks,
day.
Laila.
Thank you.